G'day everyone, welcome to my channel. It's finally done. So I have been posting on Instagram and a couple of little short videos of my journey doing Dephemerember for 2022, which is hosted by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel from Junk Journal Art. And I'll have their channels linked below. And I thought, I'm just going to challenge myself. I knew I had the time mostly, being on holidays and so forth. And I was supposed to be going away for holidays, but ended up changing, so I even had more time. So this is my final journal. Now, I'm calling it Gari, which I'll tell you the story of Gari as we go through. But as I was making it, it was nicknamed the Beast, because it is a beast. So it is 9.5, say 9.5 high, and about 6.5-ish wide, but it's just massive. Like, so at this point in time with it tied down, it's 4.5 inches high. So it's definitely been a journey. And I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the challenges of taking me outside my comfort zone, but still putting my own kind of style on their prompts. So I followed their ideas and then obviously utilised what I had and also my own things. So we'll go through the way it's been put together, and then I'll explain the different pieces. So it is faux leather. So this is made out of some brown wrapping paper that's dyed blue. So that was the whole thing, and I've manipulated it and folded it and scrunched it till it's softened. So it turns into a really soft piece of paper, and then I have Mod Podged it on to some cardstock. So it looks like that. Okay, so and you know, I put some holes in it and all of that kind of stuff, because I wanted it to look like this is a journal of a naturalist that's been going around the world. The binding is, I've put eyelets, so I've rusted up some eyelets and put them all the way through, and it is elastic bound. So the pages aren't sewn in, they're just placed in with elastic, because I wanted to be able to pull it in and out as I was working on it. And also, if you're travelling around the world, you'd throw pieces of paper in and stuff as it goes. So it's held together with the tail end of this elastic, which I knew it was going to grow, so I'm glad that I left as much as I did. So you just basically fold it in underneath, and the bead will hold it in place and hold the journal closed. So that is kind of where I went there. And then that was the tail end of the elastic. So I added some beads there, just, for something to play with. And I cross bound them, just so that it had a bit of interest in the binding. Now, this one here ended up being, and I knew that the prompt was coming towards the end, and I'm glad it was, because I did specimen cards. Now these specimen cards are cutouts from a digital pack I have on my Etsy store, which was all about entomology, and so are these little picture cards here, T cards. They're all kind of there as part of that, as the ephemera component. So I knew I was going to utilise something that I've created, and I've coffee stained it. It ended up being prompt number 24, which is awesome. So it was right towards the end, and I kind of knew where I wanted to go. Now the pictures within it, I was like tossing and turning about what am I going to put in this. And then I went to drop my daughter off to the airport to go up to see her father for Christmas. And there was a, what's it called? Booklet about our region, a tourist booklet about our region that was all map pages. And I looked through it, and then suddenly it came to me what this journal would be, and why she's now called Gari. And these images here are all taken from our region. So we've got a shipwreck that is over on Gari herself, our local First Nations Aboriginal people, a photo of them. There's turtles, there's whales. Our region is known for our humpback whales. They come to play here on their migration up and back, and then a little bit of our map of our region. So that become the inspiration for what my journal was going to be about. And then the prompt was a dragonfly, and I had just finished a mixed media piece that I'd done for my best friend for Christmas, and which is on my Instagram if you ever want to see it. And this was part of the packaging, and it just fit so well. And then this, I knew I wanted to incorporate this butterfly wing. And so this is a real butterfly wing. I knew I wanted to incorporate this into the journal somehow. Now, this was ethically sourced. One of my oldest came home with the butterfly in her hands that she had found. So he or she had lived a happy life and had just passed naturally. And so I incorporated some of the wings there because I didn't want, obviously, to take something that wasn't freely given. Which then leads into also why this is called Gari. On the back of the journal, and it was part of a art book that I also picked up at the airport, like of our local art gallery. In it had our Butchulla, so our First Nations country here is Butchulla country, and they have their 3 laws, so 3 rules that they live by. And I have put them on the back. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because that would be, disrespectful, because I would not be able to do it well. But it's basically, what is good for the land must come first. Do not touch or take anything that does not belong to you. If you have plenty, you must share. And then down the bottom, wherever you go, leave only footprints. Have a big red butterfly here because I love butterflies, and red's my favourite colour, and it contrasted nicely against the blue. I knew straight away I wanted to incorporate into the journal as well, because it kind of goes with that whole naturalist theme. So this is why she has ended up being called Gari, to honour Gari and her story. And I will tell you the story as we go in. So if we open it up, this is going to be thing. It is a soft cover, so it is just on cardstock. I hand dyed all of the papers, and I knew right from the beginning that I wanted it blues and golds because I wanted to represent our region, Paradise. Okay, and I'll explain why it's called Paradise in a moment. And so it does all shimmer and shine to represent the sand and the sea. And so I've made a pocket out of a collage file folder that I'd done as part of one of the challenges, and this is some of the leftover piece, and I made a little pocket. And in that pocket, I've got just one of the little ATC bird cards that was done as prompt number 25. Then I've got a little tag that says Paradise. I'll explain that in a moment. Then another little journaling card with all leftover packaging, paper that was underneath my desk as I was creating through this. So I've just backed it with all of that. And this says Gari. And this is a picture, obviously, of some of the land at Gari. This is my letter to the owner. If you're interested in this, please email me down below, and we can have a chat. It's listed in the description below, my email. But this is the story of Gari. Now, it's very faded and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on so I can read it. And I did that because I wanted it to look washed out and old and, respectful of the story. I didn't want it bold in your face. And then I have dyed it so it looks again like Gari. So Gari is the largest sand island in the world, and formerly known as Fraser Island, but Gari is her true name. And so we've got the golden sands of Gari, and then the ocean where she looks out upon. And so I'm going to read the story. So I'm just going to put the journal up to the side while I read it. So the creation of Gari. So it's a Butchulla legend, and this is from stories told by direct descendant and elder of the Butchulla people, Olga Miller. So Baral, the great god in the sky, made all of the people. But after he'd made the people, Baral realised that the people had no lands. So Baral sent a messenger, Yandingi, to solve the problem and create lands for the people. Yandingi came down from the sky and set to work to make the sea, and then the land. When Yandingi arrived at what is now known as Harvey Bay, he had a helper, the beautiful white spirit called Princess Gari. Gari was a great helper and helped Yandingi make the sea shores, the mountain ranges, the lakes and the rivers. Princess Gari enjoyed her work very much and worked tirelessly to create this natural beauty. One day Yandingi was concerned and said to Gari, "You better rest, otherwise you'll be too tired to continue our work. There's some rocks over there in the sea. Why don't you go and lie down and have a sleep?" So Princess Gari lay down on the rocks and had a long, deep sleep. When she awoke, she said to Yandingi, "I think this is the most beautiful place we have ever created. Please, Yandingi, may I stay here forever?" "Oh no, Gari. I cannot allow that. You are a spirit and you belong here with me." But Gari pleaded with him, "Please, please, Yandingi, I could still look up into the sky and see what you are doing. I would love to stay here." Finally, Yandingi agreed. "You may stay here, but you cannot stay in spirit form. I will need to change you." So he changed her into a beautiful island. And so she wouldn't be lonely, he then made some beautiful trees and flowers and some lakes that were specially mirrored so that she could see into the sky. He made creeks and laughing waters that would become her voice, and birds and animals and people to keep her happy, to keep her company. He gave these people knowledge and laws and told them what to do and how to protect, how to procreate, so that their children and ancestors would always be there to keep guarded company. And she is still there today, looking up at the sky in one of the most truly beautiful places on earth. She is very happy and is in paradise. So that is the story of Gari, which if you've ever been in, or you've watched my videos or my streams, I talk about the fact that I am blessed that I live in paradise, and that's truly what it is. I live in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and I know that, and I'm thankful for that. So of course I've got a little map, and then we've got some paper through here. This is one of the prompts, the last few prompts, which was water and an envelope insert, which was a squirrel. So inside here is just a little journaling card of the hamster, sorry. I keep calling it a squirrel, hamster. And yeah, so this is one of them. It's got some textured bits and so forth there. I have included some Edith Holden pages in here. Again, a well-known naturalist, so it seemed right that I would include that in here. And you'll notice that a lot of the pages have a shine to it, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to just show the beauty and what nature provides. And then, so we go through, and then I've got this one here, which was the prompt 21, which was the kangaroo button tea bag. So this is a tea bag made out of some pattern paper with a kangaroo. Louise comes up with the weirdest ideas, but we've got kangaroo poo here. I am lucky. My actual house is in a natural kangaroo reserve area, and I have 60 odd kangaroos that are in my backyard or across the road all the time. It's not normal. It's not an everyday Australian thing. I just am thankful that that's my normal. So I get to see these guys all the time, and I have to sit there and move past their poo quite a bit too, because they do like to leave it. But they are wonderful to watch. And so this is on a little belly band with a handmade button at the top, and I've just got some eco-dyed paper in the back of that, and then another. If I didn't use the images, I've just included the prompt cards as journaling cards, so they're all kind of being spaced throughout here if I didn't end up using them in another way. I've got some Sears catalogue stuff in here, as well as some stuff from a science catalogue, so a catalogue for scientific implements. So it seemed right to put in things that you might use as you're looking at nature. So we go through, and there are some blank pages, obviously journal. I tried to make sure that there was sufficient blank pages. This was a prompt with the bear, which was handwritten memory and loaded tag. So we've got a loaded tag here, and I have used a ledger from a local fishmonger in the area, a antique or vintage ledger from the 30s. So that's what I've used as the handwritten stuff there, because no one wants to see my handwriting, although I did do a little bit of kanji here, which is the Japanese symbol for the bear. That was my nod to having handwritten information. Okay, we're going to keep going through. All right, what have we got here? All right, so this was the prompt number 20. I've just got them off here to the side. So prompt number 20, which is a grunge and snippet strip, and it was the mouse. So I've just got a couple of the cards in the back. And yeah, so this was this little one. Again, the girls come up, and what amazes me is when they come up with similar ideas. So if they came up with similar ideas, I just melded them into one, and just did one of them, because this was getting chunky, and I'm like, if I can meld it into one and make it work, I'm going to. Then just a cute little stamp over here. Now they're supposed to be singing for the rain, but I'm like, they're singing for the cheese. They want the cheese, and it worked well with this coloured paper. Then I've got here a penguin. Okay, so this was prompt number 3, which was bright colour and journaling card. Now this is not normally me, is brightness. It's not something I gravitate towards normally, but we've got that here, and it is just a journaling card on the back, and I've included the little penguin here as a little extra flip out to the journaling card. So we've got that one. Then some information about whales, obviously, because of it being so important to our region here. Then we go across. This is the flamingo page. Oh my gosh, Louise, Louisa, this is just ridiculous. I was covered in pink, and it looks. My daughter comes out and goes, "Oh my gosh, it looks like, you know, a kid's drawing." And I went, "I know, it was made out of my hands and my fingers," but I worked with it. I went, okay, we're going to do these prompts, and we're going to do what was put there, and we're going to try and do it justice. So that's what we did. So it was having metal and a photo was this one. And so these photos are taken from the 80s, 90s of when I went to visit a natural habitat and natural sanctuary, and I'd taken some photos, and some were really dodgy, but it gave the leaf background. I've used a feather dye to make that. We've got some of the ledge paper throughout all of it. Basically, I was trying to keep the essence of the flamingo there, but cover it a lot, because it's pretty scary. Some rose gold gilding flakes through it for my metal component, as well as a little metal paperclip of the flamingo, and these are all just little pockets with extra journaling card space in it. So yeah, so that was that one. And then we go through, then we're on to this one, which was a fabric page tab, and it was a snail. So we've got this, it's made out of some fabrics that I've got that I picked up, a little snail, little page tab over the side with a little butterfly and a bell on it, and just some of the journaling cards inside of it. So it's also a page tuck as well. Then over to here was a notebook and a handmade stencil. So this was, again, this is from this clipboard is from my entomology digital pack. So I had some spare, so it was awesome. Put it on. I cut open the area, used some brads, and I've made a little notebook of some different things, different papers that are in there. My handmade stencil, I made bubbles to represent the ocean, and we got some fishies down there. So that is that one. Then we go on to this, which is one of the bookmarks, which was prompt 17. So rust and a bookmark. So I've used some rusted eyelets. I actually have some rust powder. So I have glued rust powder all to the edges of this this bookmark. It was butterfly, so we've got that, and there's little hidden journaling spots within it as well. So there's lots of little places that we can do that. So that sticks out the top of the book. And then we keep going through. So I hope you're here for a long one, because this is a long one. I don't even know how many pages this is. We might have a quick count at the end. Just making sure. Some of my own eco-dyed paper. A little bit of information about flowers. And then we're on to this one, which was the toucan. A lot of these I've gone through already, but these are just a loaded jumbo tag was the thing for this one, and handmade stamp. And I'd made the stamp out of the feather dye again, and I'd used it to stamp, and then I decided to just add the foam that had come out to make the stamp. I used it, so we've got some texture there as well. But this is just a couple of loaded pockets. Then we're on to the owl. So this one was to use leaves and an envelope. So this is a freebie by Louisa, and it just opens up to be an owl. So that one's there, and I've made it into another little pocket there. More of the eco-dyed paper. This one here was something to do with the seahorse. So acetate and a banner. So I've made the card the paper's been made into a banner shape. I've got a seashell. These are all little seahorses, and there's some acetate as part of the petals that I alcohol ink dyed and so forth. So yeah, so that's that one. And then at the back there's just some other little journaling cards in there. This is an activity page from an art textbook. Then I've lost my hedgehog. Of course I have. There should be a little hedgehog here that's magnetic, but who knows where he's ended up. I will find him and I will put him in, but there is a little magnet here that the little magnetic hedgehog lives upon. Oh, there he is. He'd just come apart. So you can put him up here on top, so he will stick up here, or you can put him down here depending on where you want to put him. So there he is, and then this will come out here, little journaling card. This is one of the first. This is the first prompt, fluff and mason jar. Okay, let's keep going through. Okay, this one here is another one of those owls and envelope with leaves, and this is a multi-fold out envelope, so there's lots of places for journaling and so forth in there. And these, again, a lot of these are from my digital kit. Then we're on to the elephant, which was feathers and a bingo card, and they incorporated pink in for someone that's important to them, so I'm like, all right, well, we'll incorporate some pink, a little bright colour. So we've got that here. Then we go on. This is a giraffe, I think, which is the second one, which is splatters and a playing card. So this is made out of a playing card. It'll open up. There's, you can see the playing card there. Kind of looked like a reserve for the giraffes. This one here is a junk mail and collage fodder. So we've got some collage fodder there and a partridge. So there's just a big tag that will go inside of this. Oh, this one here is another one of the flamingo medal and photos. So this is actually a photo, you can see that, and this is made out of cans, and we've got our flamingo, and luckily he fits lovely into here. So we've got that. Then we go on to this one, which was tickets and something, number or sentiment, and the bee. And so I've made it the blue banded bee, so I've used some embossing glaze and stuff in blue, because the blue banded bee is native to our area, and I've got a little wax seal of a bee there as well. But this is just all full of different tickets that you can use throughout, write on, whatever you wanted to do. Then we go on to a notebook, and it was good because Louise was having the same thing as I was. It's like, man, this is just getting chunky. So it was the raccoon, which was index card booklet and packaging. So we've got that here. There's lots of index cards within it as journaling spaces. I've used some packaging as different backgrounds and so forth. So yeah, so this is all like, you know, paper that I get from packaging and stuff like that. So that was it, and I used Pocahontas because I wanted a little raccoon there, and you know, but I've like, you know, antiqued her up, grunged her up. Then we go on to this one, which is a turtle, and it was recycled art coin envelope. This is one of my, a printout of one of my original paintings. So yeah, so I've done that, and over the back is a whale. I wanted to incorporate the whale somehow because even then, even at the start, I knew I kind of wanted a nod to my area. So in here is a little thing about whale behaviours. So telling you what the different behaviours represent. Okay. Then we've got the raccoon again, and so this is packaging and a little index card booklet. So we've got that here, so that will come on out, little accordion fold, so forth. A whole lot of different packaging in there. This, yep, so that, I thought I'd made tuck spot there, but I haven't. Okay, this is another one of the partridges, which was junk mail and, what was it, junk mail and something? Oh, collage fodder. That's right, so that's all this bit's here. And it's just journaling space in there. There's a little love heart from my mum, so whenever she sends me mail or redirects mail down to me, she always puts a little heart on the back, so it's always quite cute. So there you go, there's a bit of my mum in this too. Okay, then we've got this one here, which was the bunny, and it was lace and a postcard. So this is a vintage postcard that I've just utilised. We've put mushroom and a bunny there, and some lace. And there we go. This is the other penguin journal card. This moves around, so it will actually kind of go around like spinning wheel and stuff. It's easy when it's not in there. And yeah, another little journal card there. Alright, oh my gosh, we are through the first signature. Look, we did get through the first signature. I was beginning to feel like we were never going to get through it, but we are through it, which is good. Okay. We got some dictionary page. I tried to put in, obviously, some nods to nature. This is the butterfly, and it was a postage stamp dangle with beads. So we've got some beads. We've got some, these have been made into postage stamps, and it's made into a little belly band. So we got that one there. Trying to go through it a bit quicker because you're probably all like switched off now. Another bingo card with our elephant, and we got some feathers. So there we go there. And this one was our bright pink, bit more of eco-dyed paper. Let's keep going. It's another one of our little mason jar hedgehogs. So we've got here, this is a space for a journal card, so you can put something in there, and this little hedgehoggy dude that's got some extra fluff around him. Alright, another one of our jumbo tags with a handmade stencil, and again you can see that I've basically utilised the stencil and then used the actual foam that I used to make stencil as part of the decoration. Okay. Then we've got the bear loaded tag again. So inside it's very similar. It's all full of just different little pieces of paper and ephemera. More hand-dyed, eco-dyed paper. Then we've got the bee, which was tickets. Again, I've got the blue banded bee there. And these are just jumbo ticket journaling cards on some Tim Holtz paper and a little ATC card. Another one of our giraffe playing card flip outs. So we've got that. He's got a little butterfly on his nose. It's starting to get difficult to see. Okay. Another one of our snail page tabs with fabric, and it's just holding a couple of little pieces of ephemera. Our moth bookmark. Sorry, it was a moth, not a butterfly. There you go, moth bookmark with rust. So this is actually on hardboard, so it can be used as a book plate. Because with the chunkiness of this, if you want to write, it's going to be nice to have something solid behind it. So it is actually designed to be a book plate. So that's that one. And this is a little origami mothy thing that I folded. Okay. Alright, then we just keep going through. Okay, this is our bunny with our postcards and lace. So it's all full of different things, so it's just loaded up, multi-pockets. This is our, again Louisa, our fish, which was, what was our fish? Handmade stencil notepad. So obviously the stencils is the bubbles, and it is a notepad, so it all pulls apart. Like how she comes up with these ideas, I don't know, but it's all magnetic, and you can just, oh wait up, yeah, I'll have to fix that later. You can just take this out, and these all unfold to be little note papers. So that is kind of how she's designed it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, woman. So it's all held down with magnets, and yeah. Alright, this one here is our Mary River turtle, which is local to our area as well. This was a colouring in I did of Tim Jeffs, so the handmade art, and it's just got some information in there as well. We're nearly towards the end. Okay, tea bag and kangaroo. So I've got some rust-stained tea bags. Basically, I was rusting up this material with some rust, and I put the tea bags in just to help stain it, and this is the colour it ended up, which is really good because it's very much the grey brown of our kangaroos. So our grey kangaroos, this colouring couldn't have been more perfect. So it ended up working out really well. And obviously we've just got some journaling cards in there. All of these are wildflowers from my garden that I've dried and stuck there. So again, more from my area. This one here is the seahorse, and it was acetate banner. So we've got kind of like a banner multi-notebook and a little porthole. And we've got our little seahorse over here with this cool thing with the embossing glaze. Oh, it was so cool. You really need to watch both Barbara's and Louisa's videos. And I'm sure you have. If you're watching this, I have no doubt you've watched theirs. And it's just amazing what those girls come up with. Alright, so this is our paper doll, and what was the other one? Paper doll and a flower. Oh! I forgot to put a flower on there. Hold on, I will put a flower on that in a moment. How did I forget to do a flower? Rude. Let's change that now. Okay, I'm going to fix it while we're at it. How did I forget a flower? I think because I was just like, it was coming towards the end, it was Christmas time, I was just like trying to get these done, and just was in a bit of a rush. So let's put a flower here, and then I don't want it there. So there we go. So we got flowers. See, look how quickly I could fix that. Done skis. So hopefully that will dry up, and we'll be good to go. Alright, and I did put a little clip dangle here, just basically because I wanted to give it some decoration. That's probably where I meant to put the flower and then forgot that I needed to put the flower on there, which sounds a lot like something I would do. So Oh, I don't want to cover up the monkey's face. There we go. Alright. So we got that. And more about whales. And then last pages. Woo! So this is the peacock again with a notebook, matchbook. And this is I got some peacock ribbon, peacock down there, and then it's all opened up, and it's just all full of different pieces of scrap paper and some journaling cards and so forth. And it's just a slow-base belly band, and that will hook over the top and keep it in place. And the back is just a little bit more of that collage. And there, oh, where did it, on that, we've missed the file folder that I made using that collage. I don't even know where it is, but it is in here somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. I don't know where to find it. Once in a lullaby. I know, really bad. It is in here, just no idea where I put it. Oh, now I'm like sad as to how did I miss it? No. Now I'm frustrated. And you're like, who cares? It's just one thing. It is in there. But I'm like, I don't know where. I don't know where to put it. Hold on, I'm going to have a look at my photo to at least see what page it's on. Or did I not put it in there? Which one was it? I'm sure I saw the one with the file folder. I don't know. Oh, no, it was. It was the monkey one. They did it out of a file folder. See, I knew all along that it was there. See, it's a little file folder that I collaged on. See, I knew. And that was why this was there, is because this actually opens up. I made it hidden journaling space. Now I remember. Look at that. And you're like, oh my lord. Alright. There we go. Okay. So we're done. We're done. In the back again is just some more pictures of the area around Gari, around my area, little tag, and then onto the back. But this is my my dephemerember 2022 journal. Sheba junkie. And I hope you like the story of Gari and kind of understand why I ended up going that route with her. And yeah, and I hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to walk away from this for a while and go, done. All right. Thank you very much. If you're still here at the end, awesome. It'd be great if you give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of what you think of my final piece. And yeah, it's been really lovely having you here, and I've really loved this, and I've appreciated all of the things that I've learnt from those two ladies and from other people that I've been watching along the way. I've found a lot of other channels through watching this and learnt something from them as well, and that is awesome. Okay, I'm going to go there. All right, as always, remember, be kind, be strong, be a warrior, and I will see you later. Bye.